Everyone, my name is Georgina Nicholson, and today I will be discussing how my own cultural background influences my perceptions, values, and beliefs in the workplace. As a busy student, I am currently working at a Thai restaurant down at Colorado Beach, where I am met with a completely different yet beautiful culture. As a young girl who has grown up in the northern beaches her whole life, I have constantly been trying to keep up with Australia's dynamic and active culture. So being given the chance to work with people from another country has truly been an eye-opening experience. So without further ado, this presentation will explore the relationship between my own culture and my workplace. To begin with, growing up in Sydney, my cultural upbringing has influenced my personality and behaviour in many ways. I truly value friendliness and consider myself to be an outgoing yet modest individual. I tend to not take things too seriously, and I often use slang and informal language, which I believe are all truths that are deeply rooted in my Australian culture. One of the main reasons that I love my job as a waitress at Nokia Thai is that I get to experience firsthand the differences between the Thai culture and the Australian culture. This is measured through their sources of culture, which can include differing cuisines, religion, language, beliefs, and social cues. Two of the main differences between my culture and my workplace's culture is language and communication barriers, which I believe are heavily related to Barner's theory of the 6 stumbling blocks in communication, which are nonverbal misinterpretation, stereotypes, high anxiety, language differences, tendencies to evaluate, and assumptions of similarities. Within my workplace, I am usually the only Australian on shift, meaning that I often struggle to navigate social cues and conversations with others. With only my boss and chef able to speak clear English, things within the kitchen can get confusing, especially if I accidentally use slang, and sometimes my words will be misunderstood. Often, my boss will have to be the translator so that we can all understand what each other is saying. This means that I can't fully bond with my co-workers or conversate with them when potential restaurant issues arise. Another issue within the workplace is understanding each other's nonverbal communication techniques. As an Australian, my cultural background is considered low context, meaning that I regularly only rely on explicit verbal communication in order to connect with others. However, Thailand is considered to be a high context culture, meaning that they rely on implicit communication and nonverbal cues. The difference is seen directly in the kitchen, as I sometimes have confusions and misinterpretations with a lady in the kitchen, who often only uses indirect communication methods as a way to tell me what to do. This can sometimes be considered quite rude to me, as I struggle to understand what she is saying, as I am usually used to the Australian way of straightforwardness. As a young girl living in what's known to be the most culturally diverse country in the world, learning, understanding, and acknowledging other cultures is both extremely accessible and important to me. The developmental model of intercultural sensitivity, also known as the Bennett Scale, created by Dr. Milton Bennett, is a basic outline that explains reactions that some may have to cultural differences. I believe that my strengths of open-mindedness and adaptation within the workplace allow me to be in the acceptance stage of the DMIS, as I am able to recognize and appreciate the cultural differences between Thailand and Australia and continuously learn and respect their values and beliefs. As for the restaurant itself, Nokia Thai are in the adaptation phase, as my boss is continuously forming relationships with her customers through explicit conversations, altering meals and drinks to the needs of others, and changing issues that may distract how the business runs according to customers. However, upon further reflection, I undertook a cultural intelligence quiz to assess and understand how I can improve my cultural awareness and effectiveness. From taking this test, I got graded with a medium level of the CQ, meaning that more preparation should be taken to successfully interact with other cultures. From this, I thought about how I can improve my behavior in the workplace. And although improving my cultural intelligence is one area of improvement, another one that stuck out to me was cultural sensitivity. I plan to improve on these cultural developments by gaining a deeper knowledge of Thai culture and their low context methods of communication, as well as truly understanding their traditions, values, and social norms in order to avoid any offences that may have been made previously. To summarise, it is obvious that my Australian cultural background has had an immense impact on my behaviour at work, and through reflection and research with many important tools such as the DMIS and CQ tests, I've been able to acknowledge areas that I need to improve on, which include cultural sensitivity and cultural intelligence. Thank you for listening.